Welcome guys, this is Oliver from Stop Me Old channel. Today we are discussing Life is Strange comic books. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware there's actually a line of comic books released, Life is Strange comic books, and they follow one of the game's ending. So, as you know, there are two endings to the game. I won't reveal them because maybe some of you haven't actually finished the game yet. Comic books are following the Bay ending. They're following Max and Chloe. They canonized one of the endings and sort of came up with their own follow-up. It turned out to be great. It turned out to be pretty interesting. A bunch of comic books are already out. First one looked like that. And by now there's basically like this many. They were written by Emma Viacelli, art was created by Claudia Leonardi, and it was colored by Andrea Izzo. I said that before, but if you haven't tried it, do give them a try. They're not that expensive. Also, if you're not a big fan of the comic books overall, you don't really have to be. Like, for example, I myself, I don't really read comics. I'd love to, but I just don't really have time for another hobby, really. Even if you don't follow comic books overall, they're absolutely fantastic. They're great. They're worth reading. Obviously, there are some issues here and there, but that's something that we could discuss. Anywhere you want. You can join my Discord, for example. There's a Life is Strange channel. Yeah, by the way, if you've joined my Discord and you haven't properly entered, you actually have to read the rules and react with a certain emoji. Like, I feel like so many people miss that point and end up not fully joining. So if you joined and there was nothing in there, that's because you haven't read the rules. Since there's a bunch of these comic books out already and the order might not be as clear if you're new to that, if you just want to start reading these, it might get confusing, and I've been getting some questions about that here and there. Emma Viacelli posted that graphic, that photo on her Twitter, and I think she created that along with Titan Comics, which is the publisher behind these comic books. Thanks to that graphic, thanks to that photo, it is easier to follow up the series. So let's discuss that. Let's jump right into it so you know where to start. Also, if you don't know where to get these comic books, you can get them at forbiddenplanet.com. I haven't checked if all of them are available right now, but basically, yeah, this is where you want to get them since they're released in the UK initially, and that's a UK website. You can also get them at Comixology, which is tied to Amazon. Obviously, you'll get them at your Kindle, for example, as well as your local comic book stores. Like, for example, for me, I'm from Poland, so you can get them at Atomic Comic website. Also, we found out that the comic books will be soon ending. Well, actually not as much as the comic books, but more like Max and Chloe's story in them. And the comic books, the Life is Strange comic books, will continue, but I feel like that's a topic for a whole other video. Comic book started with an arc called Dust. There are 4 issues in there. Then later on, volume 2 was released, called Waves, and that includes comic books number 5 to 8. Then volume 3 is called Strings, and it includes comic books number 9 to 12. Now, this is where it gets confusing. Volume number 4, called Tracks. It basically happens soon after Strings. However, it includes comic books number 1 to 4. So this is a bit odd because if you find Life is Strange Tracks book number 1, you might think that this is where it starts. It's just what they did. I'm not sure why, but I think they had the reasons. Now, there's an upcoming arc called Coming Home. First book is actually out in about a week, so you can order that now. And it will include 2 books. So not 4, but 2. And Emma Viacelli explained that here. Coming Home was originally solicited as Life is Strange Echoes before the ongoing series was rescheduled due to COVID. The issues will publish the same story intended for Echoes in 2 double-sized issues, all with a new Alex Chen backup story in each. So that's pretty exciting because we will get like double the content, and they will start including Alex somehow. Now, there will be also a 3-issue released, I think in August. I'm not really certain where to get that one yet, but yeah, there will be a 3-issue, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It looks like that might be adding some Steph content and some Alex content as a side thing in the comic book, so that's pretty neat. And I think since Emma Viacelli is sort of wrapping up Max and Chloe's story, we'll soon be getting another one, possibly focused on Alex, but I don't know. There will be another volume called Settling Dust, which will include 19th issue and 20th issue, and I think they might be wrapping up Max and Chloe's story. Okay, if you finally figured out the reading order, there's one more thing that can sort of trick you. Each issue, and I mean every single book, had a variety of covers. So it wasn't as easy as one cover per issue. There's always a bunch to choose from. around 5 to 6. Personally, I always went for the original one, which was often created by Claudia Leonardi, which is the official coloring artist for the series. So you can just pick that to make it more coherent, or you can be a collector and get all of them, but basically don't be surprised if you find different covers. So just be wary of that and make sure you're getting the right comic book. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to leave the link to Emma Wieczewi's tweet down below, as well as some places where I know you can get these comic books. Do consider getting them. Each arc was released in one single book afterwards. For example, this is Strings. So once all 4 Strings issues were out, this was published, and there are 4 issues inside. So you can read that and it will be like more immersive pretty much. Thank you so much for watching. Do follow the channel. I will be posting some Max and Chloe sequel speculations one of these days, and I will be discussing Life is Strange comic books, ending on the possible continuation at one point. Stay safe guys, be kind. This was all from Stop Me O channel. Bye.